Okay, welcome back. So, this MBA program, you're going to be using scenario-based learning, and you're going to be acting as a business consultant. And that's how you need to be writing your reports from an angle of you are the expert. So you've done some research and you have an issue and you're going to write a paper to explain it. So let's kind of walk through this. So from the learning module, let's take a look at 1-4. Um, Take a look at the requirements in the rubric, right? So this will tell you your audience. So if you're doing a written paper or you're doing a verbal paper or you're doing a PowerPoint presentation, you always got to know who your audience is, right? That's key. Now, why is knowing the audience important? Because you can assume that the CEO of the company knows basic things about the company and basic things about business. So you don't have to get into a very granular level of detail explaining everything. You could do a top level explanation, boom, move on, that's it. Now, what are we trying to do? The intent of this report is to understand the organizational structure and management style of one of the global companies drawn from a list. To analyze the CSR support stories and apply its best practices to our global health and beauty company that you work for. So to begin, you'll choose from a list of companies. Well, let's see who we got to pick from. We can pick from Apple, we can pick from Amazon, we can pick from Toyota, Walmart, or Disney, right? And these are all good resources here. So if I'm trying to figure out um, what it is about a company, how a company's structured, I'm going to look in these links, right? They're going to tell me. Let's take Amazon. You know, everybody loves Amazon. I go on the app, I buy something, it shows up within usually maximum of 2 or 3 days. Sometimes it shows up within 2 or 3 hours. Um, but Amazon is not all about selling you something and it getting delivered to your home. Amazon also has other services that they offer, and not a lot of people realize what they are. So it's key to understand that these different business units, that's key, business units, you need to go through, kind of quickly analyze and understand where they come from a business unit standpoint. A functional area is going to be pretty much the same for all companies. So a business unit for Amazon would be, of course, their retail. Another business unit of Amazon would be their logistics supply chain. Another function or another business unit would definitely be their Amazon Web Services. They also have movie theaters as well, right? So they also sell content. So these are all different business units within a company. Now, these business units, there's functional areas that support these business units. Functional areas are finance, IT, information technology, legal, human resources. These are all marketing. All these support communications. All these support the business. So you know who you're writing the paper for, what the intent is. We went over this before, what you need to cover, and then you know this is what I'm going to get graded on, right? So this is your outline. Very, very simple, straightforward outline. This is the style guide, right? So we use APA style guide. You can go to the Shapiro library and see the style guide. So you need to use double spacing, 12-point Times Roman font. I don't get too hung up on this, but double spacing is key. Trust me, I have to be able to read all of these, and if it's kind of crunched down, sometimes it's a little difficult with 1 inch margins. So just keep a standard APA format. Your consulting report should be 2 pages in length and include the references, right? So 2 pages is basically the meat of your subject. So let's quickly take a look at this. So you can find the style guide either in the Shapiro library. Also recommend, and I've recommended for several years, looking at the Purdue OWL website, Online Writing Lab. They're a great resource if you are looking for style guides. They have references, the whole 9 yards. This is a very helpful website, and I'll put a link to this, and I'll also upload this PDF. But this tells you this is your cover page. Everything's got to have a cover page. It gives you some comments on it. Sometimes you would insert an abstract. That's not a requirement for me, but a cover page and the citations is key, right? So then that would be the meat of your paper. It needs to be a couple pages. Try to keep it to 2 or 3 pages. Don't keep it very long. Don't let it go very long. And then, of course, you have your, at the very end, you have your appendix and you have your reference guide. And again, this is just an example. So this would be your references and your citations. So this is just an example of a paper off the Purdue Law. You need to be between 2, maximum of 3 pages. So I hope this helps with the paper piece. These references that you see, you can pull these citations directly out of the Shapiro library if you find an article. Trying to get back to it, the citations you can pull directly out. So you just need to make sure anything that you directly cite, you mark in the body of the paper. So I hope this helps get you started on your first paper.